Hendrix, thank you for joining Rink Report today ahead of a very exciting week, opening night on Wednesday against Boston. But exciting for you personally as well. Congratulations on making this opening night roster. How much are you looking forward to a fresh start and being able to excel this year?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, I've mentioned that a lot, but last year wasn't easy. And, there's a lot of unfinished business that went through my mind in the 27 games that I played. So I was looking forward to coming here and having a good camp and, making that team. And so truly excited for Wednesday. I think it's a fun season that's ahead of us. And, to start it off in 2 days will be very, very exciting. So, very, very happy.
Talk about your training camp, a huge reason why you are where you are today. 7 points in these preseason games. What was the difference between last year and this year for you?
I think just learning from your mistakes and obviously just the compete level, I think. Last year I got into camp and my games weren't great and just wasn't very consistent, maybe trying to force it a little bit and make plays that maybe weren't there. And I think this year the only focus, and I've said that before, was kind of just be the hardest working guy and trying to be a good two-way and prove that I can be a good defensive player, that I can win face-offs. Obviously it's only 5 games, but I'll try to get better at it and make plays using my speed. And so I think that's what it was this year. And
It's certainly something you or any other player for that matter would never use as an excuse, but time in Hershey for development so important and great for championships, for you to experience 2 Calder Cups. But from a player standpoint, how much of an impact does it have when you kind of forget, okay, you go on that long run, win, great, celebrate, but your off season is then so shortened?
Yeah, obviously those runs are awesome. I wouldn't take it away for anything in the world. It's some of the best moments I've had in my hockey career so far. But I think for me the only thing is when a situation like this happens where last year you lose and obviously it's very negative and you're kind of pissed off for a couple of weeks, you have to try to find some positive in that. And I think my mindset was, all right, like, lost in the second round, it sucks, but what now? What can you do? And how can you be prepared when the 17th of September comes and you have to prove that you can make this team? So with that negative situation, I tried to turn it into a positive. And obviously those long runs, they're taxing, right? Like you play 60 to 80 games the regular season depending on where you are, and then you play another 20 games after in playoffs, which is, the energy's amped up. Everything's kind of times 5, times 10. So it becomes hard. And then you come back home July 5th and you maybe don't spend as much time not going in the gym as you want to and stuff like that. So it's just little things that make a difference. But I think, obviously losing early this year sucked for a couple of weeks. But when you look back at it, I think it was beneficial, not only for the physical part of it, but the mental part, just kind of doing nothing for a couple of weeks. And then when you're back, you feel awesome.
Well, back here all through camp, we've seen a lot of you at 3C, but a lot of the storylines has been your name, Connor McMichael's name, wing, center, everything that's going to happen. But no matter where you play, where you start, what does that say about the versatility, the depth of this team, that Carberry does have options to put guys in different places? Yeah,
a lot of depth on this team. Obviously, one of the best teams in the NHL, and 12 incredible forwards. Could go 15, 16, whatever. There's a lot of guys that were in that conversation, but a lot of depth. And obviously when you have guys like Mikey that can play the center, the wing, and not only Mikey, but a lot of other guys, myself included, it allows for, obviously certain changes, and if a line combination doesn't work, you can change. And, going into camp, I really thought I was going to, play on the wing for a bit and at center, and then another game on the wing, but it seemed like it was center the whole time. So I know, obviously center is the position where I'm comfortable, but I know that they know that if they need me on the wing, I'll be ready. So, and it's the same thing with all the guys. It's just, I think it's a luxury for coaches to have, those type of players. And,
Carberry has also talked this week about just the depth of the organization as a whole, even guys who were cut throughout camp sent to Hershey. it's a good problem to have. And so you have guys that you've been through all of camp with, and your time in Hershey too, Ivan Miroshnichenko, Vinny Iorio. So for you all to sort of grow up together and have the success that you had at training camp this year together, how much does that not just excite you for personal success, but to be with those guys and see everyone coming up through?
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of guys that could have made this team, obviously. You think about the two guys you mentioned, but it's just the way they've been drafting and trading. I think the last couple of years has been exceptional. You know, I remember probably like 4 years ago or 5 years ago when it was my first camp when I was 19. You know, I was like, oh, the Caps are going to go into rebuild eventually. Like, guys are becoming a little older, and then you look at the turnaround that they've had within these 4 years. Like, it's incredible, and it speaks to the organization, speaks to the people that work for the organization, and the players that they draft. You know, we've every guy, it seems like, that gets drafted, and you meet those guys every year. It's like, oh, this he's really nice and he's really good. You know, it's always the same thing. So I think the organization's done a really good job, and credit to them, the players, everyone. And I think we're building something truly special here for you know, not just this season but a long time. And you look at the success Hershey's had the last couple of years, South Carolina, like it's you know, it's very special. So great organization, and you know, credit to them.
Well, a lot to look forward to with this organization, a lot to look forward to this week. Hendrix, thanks so much for your time, and good luck Wednesday night.
Thank you very much.